What's up? Today we get to talk about some of the cars I've owned and the story behind them.
Everybody listen up!
Some of them have very interesting stories. Some of them were just me being stupid, but I don't care, man. Every car's got a special place in my heart. I've created tons and tons of memories with them, so I'm happy. I've loved every car I've ever owned. I'll talk about two cars because I don't want to make this too long. So, first car, 2007 Toyota Camry that I owned. I was very young at that age. I want to say I was maybe 22, 21, something like that at that time. So Toyota Camry, for my age, raised a lot of questions. Why I got it, it wasn't me. Maybe I just made a mistake. Anyways, story behind it. I used to work not too far away from my home. I had a dream car in mind years back. The dream car I had back then, it's currently parked in my garage. Anywhere we would go around town, I would see this car. And I made a personal, note to myself, look, I'm gonna have this car one day. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I want this car. Of course, he tried to talk me out of it. He said, you need to go with something reliable. You need something that's gonna get you to places, just a dad being a dad.
Dumbass.
But I was still young and I had to get it out of my system. So finally, I convinced my dad.
Dumbass.
And we went to the dealership together. So I took my dad with me, and we're there. I showed my dad the car. He's like, look, do what you gotta do. Just, I'm right here, whatever you need, right? So I'm in there talking to the salesman. We're jotting down numbers, and all of a sudden I turn around. I'm like, where's my dad?
Dumbass.
Salesman go, well, he just walked outside. I was like, oh, okay, let me just go talk to him. So I go outside and I go, I can't find him in this big old dealership. So I talked to this guy. I was like, hey, have you seen a gray-haired guy with glasses? He's like, yeah, he's in that corner over there. So I started walking over there, and I see him standing in front of this car, just having his hands behind his back, right? And he's just, checking out, like, oh, man, just like how I used to check out my dream car. So I'm looking at it, and I know it's a car that he really wanted. In my mind, it was out of our range. We couldn't afford anything that nice. It didn't make sense for us to get that car. I walked back inside and I started talking to the salesman. Started talking. We once again sit down. We look at some numbers. Eventually, when the salesman gives me a thumbs up, like, yeah, you can actually get this. I go, okay, so let's make this happen. So we get everything done. My dad's still out there. I come back outside. My dad's like, you ready to go? I know he didn't want to be there. I go, sure, Dad. I pull out the keys and I go, here you go, man. He's like, what's this? I was like, keys to our new car. And we go look at the car, and he couldn't believe it. He told me it was stupid of me.
Dumbass.
He said that it doesn't make sense.
Dumbass.
It's not what we need.
Dumbass.
We got the car and we took it home. Everybody asked me, from day one, why I got that car. Second car story I want to talk about is a 2005 Toyota 4Runner. I don't know which one my dad likes more, the 4Runner or the Camry we had. I never asked him. I personally like the 4Runner better.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Story behind the 4Runner. Years back, right, when my first sister was first buying her car, she went to this dealership and she was looking at this Jeep, some sort of Jeep. She got it, and then she started experiencing some issues with it. She talked to the dealership. She said, hey, I'm seeing or experiencing these things. They said, come back. We'll fix it up. Meanwhile, you can drive this car, as a nice gesture, right? Sort of a rental thing, I don't know. But that car happened to be a Toyota 4Runner. So we had that for about, I want to say, 10 days. Once again, at that time, it was one of the nicest cars we've been in. As a family, of course, we knew that we could never afford it. It was way out of our price range. But for shits and giggles, when we were returning it, I asked the salesman, hey, how much do these things run for, right? Before even, making some lame-ass excuse up or saying anything else, this guy decides to go and say, this is out of your price range, sir. At least he said sir, right? But he was right. But that's not something you say, man. That's, that was the reality, but you don't just come out and say that. Granted, years and years down the road, I finally got my hands on it. Very spontaneous purchase, by the way. Just sitting at work during lunch, and they tried to kind of lowball me, but luckily I had the paper. I raised some hell. Anyways, I got the price that was mentioned to begin with, so I got a hell of a deal on it. I don't know if I'm a very emotional buyer. I might be. I don't know. I buy what I see, what I like. I don't care for the consequences or the aftermath of what people are going to say. I do stuff that makes me happy, stuff that makes my family happy. I've driven cars. My sister has driven cars, with broken heater during the winter with 10-degree weather, and we've driven those cars. We've driven 89, 88 Toyota Camrys, we've driven older cars. So it's not like we had the nicest cars to begin with. We worked hard and we set a goal in our mind and we went out and got them. So I just wanted to talk about these two cars because they had, I thought, a very interesting story behind them. Overall, I'm happy with all the cars I've ever gotten. And, these two cars just had a special background to them, so I thought I'd talk about them. But, set a goal. Doesn't matter if it's unrealistic. Work hard towards it. Do what you can. Be humble. Be grateful. Be thankful. Keep working hard. And I hope that, what I push out helps somebody else out there helps them achieve their goals. I hope everybody has a good day. Enjoy yourself. I'm out.